Namaste, my yogi friends. Find yourself in a comfortable seated position, your palms on top of your knees, your shoulders away from your ears. Close your eyes. And start breathing a little bit deeper through your nose. On your inhale, your belly is going out, your ribcage expanding, your collarbones lifting up. And on your exhale, your collarbones going down, your ribcage is contracting, your belly is going in. Just a couple of breaths here. Observe how you feel today, how your body feels, how your mind feels. And after your exhale, slowly open your eyes. Today we're going to start with Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi means ocean breath. For this type of breath, we're creating constriction in our throat as if we're trying to sip water through a very thin straw. At a basic level, it sounds like a snore. At a more advanced, like a seashore, wind in the trees. Your lips are sealed. Inhale and exhale through the nose. Try to keep your inhalations, exhalations equal. Your palms stay on top of your knees. You can make chin mudra when your index finger under your thumbs and your palms facing the ceiling, or jnana mudra when your palms facing the knees. You can keep your eyes closed or open. And after your inhale and exhale, start your Ujjayi breath. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed, your face muscles relaxed. Try to elongate your breath. Keep your shoulders over your hips. Try not to round your chest. Just a couple of breaths here. And after your exhale, go back to your normal breath. Stay with your eyes closed and observe how you feel after Ujjayi. Ujjayi helps to soothe your nervous system, to release any stress or tension, and you can also use it within the whole practice. And slowly open your eyes and release your seated position. Put away your pillow if you were sitting on the pillow. Your legs together, your glutes away from the sit bones, your palms nearby your hips, your fingers facing your feet. Your feet are flexed with the toes up, and start moving your feet to the right, forwards, to the left, and upwards. Try to make bigger circles with your feet, warming them up. Your gaze parallel to the floor. Combine the movements with your breath, half of the circle inhale, half of the circle exhale, and change the direction. And release. On your inhale, your toes up, your feet are flexed. On your exhale, your toes forward, your feet are pointed. Inhale and exhale. And keep your feet pointed. Try to bring all toes together. And slowly release, and very slowly stand up. Your feet shoulder width apart, parallel to each other. On your inhale, your both arms up. On the exhale, your palms on your knees, and start moving your knees to the right, backwards, to the left, and forwards. Try to keep your knees parallel to each other. Your feet are also moving from side to side. Your gaze forward. Warming up your knees, all the joints and ligaments. And change the direction. And slowly release. Your feet together, your palms on top of your hips. Step forward with your left foot, your left leg strong and active. And lift your right leg up. Hold your right foot with both hands. Try to bring your heel closer to your glute, your knees together, your gaze forward. Try to tuck your tailbone in. And slowly lift your knee up closer to your chest, your toes facing the floor, your elbows bent, your gaze forward. Hold your big toe with 3 fingers of your right hand, or you can also use a yoga strap. Inhale, your leg is bent. Exhale, as straight as possible. And keep your leg. Try to bring your right shoulder backwards. Your left elbow is not moving backwards. It's in the same plane as your left hip. And slowly release. Step back with your right foot with the left foot. Shake your left leg. Your feet together, step forward with your right foot, your palms on top of your hips. Lift your left leg, your heel closer to your glute. Hold your left foot. Try to engage your core. Try to tuck your tailbone in. And bring your knee up. Interlace the fingers on top of your shin, your elbows bent, your gaze forward, your toes facing the floor. Bring your right palm on top of your right hip. 3 fingers of your left hand is holding your big toe, or you're holding your yoga strap. Inhale, your leg is bent. Exhale, straight. And keep your leg as straight as possible. Press your right foot into the mat. And slowly release. Step back with your left foot with the right foot. Shake your right leg. Open your feet, mat width apart. With an inhale, your both arms up, stretch up. With an exhale, your palms on top of your glutes, your fingers facing the floor. Press your hips forwards, to the right, backwards, to the left. Inhale, your hips are going backwards. Exhale, forwards. And change the direction to the left, backwards, to the right and forwards. And release. Your feet still mat width apart, parallel to each other. On your inhale, your both arms up. Interlace the fingers. Bring your palms up to the ceiling. Your shoulders away from your ears. Try not to arch your lower back. Your tailbone tucked in, your core engaged. Inhale in the center through the nose. With an exhale, you're pushing your hips to the left, bending to the right, your gaze up. Breathe. Inhale back to the center. With an exhale, push your hips to the right, bending to the left, gaze up. Inhale up, exhale to the right. Inhale up, exhale to the left. Inhale up, exhale to the right. Inhale up, exhale to the left. Inhale up, exhale to the right. Inhale up, exhale to the left. Inhale up, exhale to the right. And the last one, inhale up, exhale to the left. Inhale back up. With an exhale, release. Bring your feet closer, shoulder width apart. We're going to practice twist. For the twist, you're bringing your thumbs inside your fist. You're keeping your elbows on the same level as your shoulders, your fist closer to your chest. Very strong. Inhale through the nose. With an exhale, you're bending your knees and you're pressing your palms in front of you, your palms shoulder width apart. Inhale back to the center. With an exhale, you twist to the right, you're bending your knees. And with an exhale, your palms shoulder width apart. Inhale and exhale to the left. Your feet are always pressing into the mat. Get ready, bring the thumbs inside your fist. Inhales and exhales through the nose. Try not to lower your elbows. Try to twist the whole body except for your feet. And the last twist to the left. Release. If you feel dizzy, you can bend your knees. And forcefully exhale 2 times through the nose to restore your breath. Your feet still shoulder width apart, parallel to each other. Your arms parallel to the floor. Squeeze and release your fingers as if you're trying to grab something. Your core engaged, your pelvic floor muscles also engaged. And slowly release. You can shake your arms, your elbows, your wrist. Your left hand is holding your right wrist. Your right hand is in chin mudra, index finger under your thumb. Your feet still shoulder width apart, parallel to each other. On your inhale, chin up to the ceiling. On your exhale, chin towards the chest. Start moving your head to the right, backwards, to the left and forwards. 6 times to the right, 6 times to the left. You can keep your eyes closed or open. Inhale, your head is going backwards. Exhale, forwards at your own pace. And when you're done, just stay with your eyes closed and observe how you feel after a short warm up. And slowly open your eyes, and today we're going to start with Supta, Hasta, padangushtasana. It's a supine position. If it's needed, you can use your yoga belt, yoga strap, or just a belt, any belt you have. It's also possible. Find yourself in your supine position. Make sure you have space to the right and to the left. And first, always stretch your feet together, your palms up over your head, your feet are flexed. Stretch, create some space between your vertebrae. And bring your arms alongside the torso, your palms facing the floor. The ceiling, not yet. With an inhale, lift your right leg up. First, keep your right leg up, your right foot is flexed, your left foot is flexed as well. And either with 3 fingers of your right hand or with the yoga strap, you're holding your right foot. Your left hand either stays on top of your left thigh, or you can keep your left arm aside, your wrist on the same level as your shoulder. Inhale in the center, hold the breath, and with an exhale start opening your right leg to the right and your gaze goes to the left. Try to keep your right foot parallel to the floor. Your left foot is flexed with the toes up. If you feel that you're rolling to the right, you just need to keep your right leg higher. Your left shoulder, left glute stay on the mat. We're gonna stay here for a couple of breaths. Breathe. Observe how you feel. Remember that your right leg always straight, but if it's needed, you can just keep it slightly bent. Just a couple of breaths here. Three more breaths. And slowly bring your right leg back, up. And this time hold the big toe of your right foot with your left hand, or with the yoga belt in your left hand. Your right arm is going to the side, your wrist on the same level as your shoulder. We're going to do a twist. Inhale. With an exhale, you start twisting to the left. Make sure that the outer side of your left foot is on the mat and your gaze goes to the right. The similar idea here, we need to keep our right shoulder on the mat, but our right glute is not on the mat, it's already lifted. You can keep your eyes closed or open, and you can also hold your big toe, or you can hold the outer side of your foot, or maybe you can even reach your right heel. You can keep your eyes closed or open. Just a couple of breaths here. You can even help yourself by lifting your left shoulder up and bringing your right shoulder closer to the mat. Breathe. Supta, hasta, padangushtasana. It's the first level of this position, and it consists of 3 steps. Just a couple of breaths here. Make sure your left leg is also active, it's not relaxed. 3 more breaths here. Maybe you can lift your right foot slightly higher. And slowly you gaze back to the center, lift your right leg up. And you can hold your right leg with your both hands. You can either hold your thigh, your shin, your ankle. Again, you can use your yoga strap. Then you hold in your yoga strap in both hands. You can also grab your foot with both hands or just hold the big toe with your right hand. Just choose the variation which works for you. Your goal in the last step is to bring your right leg towards your torso. Try to not lift your shoulder too far away from the mat. If needed, you can always keep it slightly bent, and from here you might work on straightening your leg. You can even help yourself by pressing your right palm into your quad, bringing your quad towards your hip joint. It will help you to straighten your knee. We're gonna stay here for a couple of breaths. Remember about your left leg, your toes up. Breathe. Observe how the hamstring is stretched right now. Your kneecap lifted. In general, your right leg is engaged. It's not relaxed, of course, but we are still trying to stay relaxed within. Doesn't matter how difficult the position is. You really need to find that point where you can relax. Breathe. Try not to hold your breath. Just 3 more breaths. Maybe you can bring your right leg closer to your torso. And slowly release. And very slowly start bringing your right leg down to the mat. You can shake your legs. You can move your legs from side to side. Observe the difference between the right and the left side of your body. Make sure you have some space to the left because we're going to do the left side. And first, let's stretch your palms over your head, your feet together. Stretch, create some space between your vertebrae. And bring your arms alongside the torso and lift your left leg up. First, just keep your left leg up. And either with 3 fingers of your left hand or with the yoga belt, hold your big toe. Your right hand can stay on top of your right thigh and help yourself to press your thigh closer to the mat. Or you can keep your right arm to the side, your wrist on the same level as your shoulder. Inhale in the center with an exhale. Start opening your left leg to the left, but your gaze goes to the right. The same idea here, your right glute, your right shoulder on the mat. Give yourself some time to get used to the pose. Your right foot is flexed with the toes up. Breathe. Just a couple of breaths here. Almost there. Three more breaths here. And slowly lift your left leg back up. This time hold your big toe with 3 fingers of your right hand or with the yoga strap. Bring your left arm to the side, your palm facing the floor. Inhale with an exhale, start twisting to the right, but your gaze goes to the left. Make sure that your right leg is active, the outer side of your right foot on the mat, your left shoulder on the floor, your gaze goes to the left. You can help yourself by lifting your right shoulder up and bringing your left shoulder down. Your left glute is lifted. Just a couple of breaths here. Observe how your body feels, where you feel tension, maybe some numb parts of your body. Right now we're working with our Muladhara chakra, and since it's also a twist, with our Manipura chakra. Maybe you can hold the outer side of your foot just for a couple of breaths. And slowly your gaze back up, lift your left leg up, and either by holding your thigh, your shin, your ankle, maybe your foot, or your left hand is holding the big toe with 3 fingers, your right hand stays on top of your thigh. You're trying to bring your left leg closer to your torso, your elbows bent. Try to not lift your shoulders too far away from the mat, and always remember about your right leg, your toes up. You're also trying to press your right thigh closer to the mat. Breathe. Again, you can slightly bend your left leg, and by pulling your quad up towards your hip joint, you're trying to keep your leg as straight as possible. If you're holding your yoga belt in both hands, you're trying always to open your elbows to the sides. Breathe. Just a couple of breaths here. Maybe you can bring your left leg a little bit closer, just for a couple of breaths. And slowly release your leg, bring your palms back to the mat, and slowly bring your leg to the mat. You can shake your legs, you can move your legs from side to side. And slowly bend your knees. Bring your heels closer to your glutes. You can hold your ankles. You can also grab the opposite sides of your mat. We're going to do the half wheel pose just for a couple of breaths. On your inhale, lift your heels up, walk shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow. Press your feet into the mat. Try not to drop your knees to the sides. And slowly release. Bring your knees to your chest, hug your shins. Just rock a little bit from side to side. And slowly lift your legs up. And this time you're holding your feet with both hands. Your both legs up. You're either holding your big toes, or you can hold the outer side of your feet. Or if you're using your belt closer to your toes. Your elbows bent. And you're trying to lower your legs. Trying to keep both legs as straight as possible. Uttana, paschimottanasana. Try not to lift your lower back away from the mat. So your glutes can be lifted, your tailbone can be lifted, but your lower back is on the mat. Just for a couple of breaths. Try also to work on straightening your knees. Your shoulders away from each other and away from your ears. Just a couple of breaths. You can always use Ujjayi breath as we practiced in the beginning of the class. You can use it at any position. Just for 3 breaths, maybe you can go a little bit deeper. And slowly release. Bring your palms back to the mat. Inhale, and on a very long exhale, start bringing your legs as slow as possible to the mat. Engage your core. Press your lower back into the mat. And when your feet reach the mat, just relax here for a couple of breaths. And let's do the half wheel pose one more time. Bend your knees, your heels closer to your glutes, your feet hip width apart. On your inhale, lift your hips up, interlace the fingers, walk shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow. Lift your hips higher. Just for a couple of breaths here. And slowly bring your hips to the mat, your knees to your chest. Hug your shins, rock from side to side. And bring your knees back. And you can choose either you're doing the same half wheel pose. This time you can put the palms on top of your glutes, your fingers facing your heels. Or you can do the full variation, the full bridge pose. Remember, just mind your lower back, especially if you feel a little bit tight. It's always better to choose an easier position. It doesn't work worse. It's just a different depth of the same pose. If you're using the full variation, your palms under your shoulders, your fingers facing your feet, your elbows a little bit closer to each other. And on your inhale, lift yourself up. If it hurts for your knees, you can lift your heels up. You can even rock a little bit back and forth. Try always to push your chest forwards so that your shoulders will be over your wrists. And after that, stay just for a couple of breaths. If you're using the half wheel pose, you're still pressing your chest towards your chin. You can relax your head in the full variation. Maybe you can walk with your feet a little bit closer. Just a couple of breaths. Breathe. Three more breaths. And slowly, chin towards the chest. Slowly release. Bring your knees to your chest. Grab the opposite sides of your feet. Your elbows to the side. Lift your chin up. Press your heels closer to your glutes. Your back is rounded right now. Apanasana. And slowly release, hug your shins, rock from side to side. And just roll to any side, through the side, go to your seated position. Keep your yoga strap closer to you, your legs in front of you. We're going to do a seated twist. Check that your glutes away from the sit bones. Bend your left leg, your heel closer to your groin. With an inhale, your both arms up. With an exhale, go to your forward fold. Your left glute can slightly lift away from the mat. And by holding your left ankle with your right hand, start circling your left arm backwards. Your right arm, try to interlace the fingers or use your yoga strap. Lift your torso up and start twisting to the right. With your exhale, twist, twist, twist. And when it's your maximum, bring your gaze back to the center. Marichyasana. Your right foot flexed. If it's possible for you to reach your right wrist with your left hand, you can do so. You can keep your eyes closed or open, but you're still trying to twist to the right, so do not lose your twist. Also try not to drop your left knee to the side. Your left knee is up. Breathe. Marichyasana I. Just for a couple of breaths. Maybe you can walk with your fingers a little bit closer to your right wrist. And if it's possible for you, you will try not to lose your grip. Your fingers are still interlaced. You go into your forward fold first. Afterwards, you release in your hands. With an inhale, your both arms up. With an exhale, release. Release your left leg. Check that your glutes away from the sit bones. And let's do the other side. Bend your right leg, your heel closer to your groin. Try not to drop your knee to the side already now. With an inhale, your both arms up. With an exhale, forward fold. Your right glute can slightly lift away from the mat. Bring your left hand to your ankle. Help yourself to circle your arm around your thigh. Interlace the fingers. Lift your torso up and start twisting, this time to the left. Twist, twist, twist. And when it's your maximum, bring your gaze back to the center. You can keep your eyes closed or open. Lift your chest up. Your torso is vertical. If you can reach your left wrist with your right hand, you can do so. You can always use a belt here as well. Breathe. Almost there. Maybe you can twist a little bit deeper to the left. And if it's possible for you, without losing your grip, first go to your forward fold, release your hands. With an inhale, your both arms up. With an exhale, release, open your feet, mat width apart, your palms behind you, also mat width apart. Just hand on your shoulders, relax your feet, lift your chest up. If your neck is okay, you can drop your head backwards. If not, keep your chin towards the chest. And if you feel tension in your elbows, you can always go to your forearms. Trivikramasana, restorative position after seated twist. And slowly and carefully stand up to practice a leg balance. And we're going to practice Trivikramasana. For this position, you might also need your yoga strap. You remember that you always hold in your yoga strap the easiest way possible. Try not to wrap it around. Since it's a balance, we always start with the left side in Hatha yoga because it's a passive female side. Your palms on top of your hips. Step forward with your left foot, your left leg strong and active. Lift your right leg up. Hold the big toe of your right foot with your right hand or with the belt. First, with an inhale, open your hip to the side, and maybe you will stay here and work on your balance here. Or maybe you can straighten your right leg. The next step, your left arm to the side, and afterwards slowly bring your gaze to the left. Breathe. Just a couple of breaths here. If you're out of the balance, just go back. Three more breaths here. And slowly, your leg back to the center, release. Step back with your right foot with the left foot. Shake your left leg. And let's do the other side. Step forward with your right foot, your right leg strong and active, your palms on top of your hips. Lift your left leg up, hold the toe with your 3 fingers. With an inhale, open your left leg to the side. You can stay here or you can straighten your left leg. The next step, your right arm to the side. You can make chin mudra. And the last step, your gaze to the right. Breathe. Press your foot into the mat. And at the same time, press yourself away from the mat. Just a couple of breaths here. Maybe one side is better than the other one. It's totally fine. And slowly bring your leg back to the center and step back with your left foot with the right foot. Shake your right leg. Open your feet, mat width apart, and go to your forward fold. Grab the opposite elbows and just rock from side to side. Just rock from side to side.
Your head is heavy, your neck is long. And slowly release and start bringing your torso vertebra by vertebra back up. With an inhale, your both arms up. With an exhale, release. Step with your left foot with the right foot to the center. Close your eyes, observe how you feel. And slowly open your eyes. And for inverted positions, if you have contraindications such as periods, neck-related issues, high blood pressure, then it's better for you either to go straight to Shavasana or to bring your legs to the wall, your legs up, your feet flexed, your hips also touching the wall, and your arms in a cactus pose. And you will stay there for a couple of minutes. If you're practicing inverted position, for today it will be Ardha, salamba, sirshasana, or the half of the full headstand. It's better to fold your mat for extra support for your neck. And I will show you step by step, and you will choose what works for you today. You can also go closer to the wall so that it will help you just to be your assistant. This will be a tripod headstand. For the tripod headstand, it's important that your head and your palms create in the triangle. So your head will be in between your palms, and your palms will be where your wrists were. And it's really important to keep your elbows closer to each other. So first, from your Vajrasana, with an inhale, your both arms up. With an exhale, forward fold stretch. Lift your torso back up and bring your forearms to your mat. Bring your head in between your palms so that the crown of your head is touching the mat. Bring your palms where your elbows were. And from here, curl the toes, lift your knees up. Maybe you will stay here, it's already a lot of pressure, and you will work here on pressing your palms into the mat. Maybe you can walk closer and just bend one leg and put your knee over your elbow and the other one. And you can stay here, it's already a balance. You can keep your big toes together. If you prefer to go forward to straighten your legs, you need to engage your abs, you need to engage your core. So you're lifting your legs up, your toes up, or your feet flexed. Breathe. Try to create a straight line with your legs. Just a couple of breaths here. And to release, slowly one leg and the other one back, and go to the child's pose. Your head to the mat, your arms alongside the torso. And slowly lift your torso up. And to release the stress on your neck, find yourself in a tabletop with your knees together, your wrists under your shoulders. You need to stick out the tongue, your gaze in between your eyebrows. 3 movements with your head to the right, 3 to the left, 3 up and down. Try to stick your tongue more out, it will help you to release the stress on your neck. And afterwards, press your hips to your heels, walk with your palms forward, stretch. Bring your arms alongside the torso, your head on the floor for Balasana for 3 breaths. If you are at the wall with your legs up, you can bring your knees to your chest and just roll to any side, and through the side go to your seated position. If you were in Balasana, lift your torso up and find yourself in your final rest and pose Shavasana. I always recommend to stay in Shavasana a little bit longer, also to turn off any light, to cover yourself with the blanket, to make it as comfortable as it can be. You are lying on your back, your feet mat width apart or wider, your palms facing the ceiling. You can move a little bit from side to side, you can even stretch. Try to let go any thought. And just start focusing on your breath. Shavasana, final resting pose. And very slowly start moving your fingers and toes. Go to a deeper breath. And without opening your eyes, roll to the left side and stay on the side with your eyes closed. And by pressing your upper palm into the mat, go back to your seated position. Try not to open your eyes. Your palms on top of your knees. And just observe how your body feels, how your mind feels. And start rubbing your palms to make them warm. And put your warm palms on top of your eyes and softly open your eyes into your palms, putting the palms away from your face. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this practice. See you next time.